We have some breaking news. CBS News has confirmed the Trump administration is pausing all military aid to Ukraine. Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins us now. Eleanor, what do we know?
Yeah, the White House, a White House official confirmed to CBS that the president is pausing and reviewing all aid to Ukraine to ensure that it is contributing to a solution. Now, this comes after the skirmish, for lack of a better word, in the Oval Office on Friday between President Trump and President Zelenskyy. Now, the Trump administration had not promised any new military aid to Ukraine, but what it had not stopped was what was in the pipeline committed by the Biden administration. The Biden administration, as we know, had committed about $66 billion worth of equipment from current Defense Department stocks and in contracts for defense industry to make weapons for Ukraine. This pause now stops all of that. There have been shipments to Ukraine since the Trump administration came to office because not everything that Biden's administration committed can make it over there quickly. Like vehicles. Vehicles sometimes may take months to get over to Ukraine. What the Trump administration had been doing was just letting that go to Ukraine without committing anything more. Now it appears that the Trump administration has stopped all aid from flowing to Ukraine.
Good. Fuck Ukraine. I am so sick of this. I'm so over it. I'm done with everybody, oh, we stand with Ukraine, blah, 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 blah. I'm done with this filthy fucking war. Enough of people dying. Enough of wasted taxpayer dollars. I'm done. We don't need it anymore. We said we would help him out. We said we would have his back if he denuclearized, not him, but Ukraine when Clinton was president. And we have had their back for 3 years. Billions of dollars have gone over there, a lot of which we can't even track because it's all probably going back into our fucking elite government douchebags' pockets. The military industrial complex, right? We're not sending new stuff over there. We're sending them our shit, and then we're just paying military contractors to make new stuff on no-bid contracts, by the way, that a bunch of senators and congressmen and everybody else that's crooked in government has their dirty little grubby paws into. It's all a scam. It's a big money laundering scam. And fucking Zelenskyy not willing to make a deal, not willing to settle for a ceasefire right now to stop people from dying, not willing to commit to anything that doesn't see boots on the ground and a commitment from the United States to continue to fight his bullshit war until it's done. I'm done with it. I don't want nothing to do with it anymore. I'm done fighting your war. And all you fucking people standing on your moral high ground, you're so indignant about it. How dare you? Ukraine, Zelensky's such a warrior. He's such a fighter. You see the memes out there. He doesn't have bone spurs. He's not a draft dodger. Shut the fuck up. Go sign your kids up to fight in that war, right? Sell your house, cash out your retirement, send it to Zelenskyy so he can continue funding his bullshit war. Sign your kids up. You're still young enough? You go over there. I mean, they're pulling old men off the street now. You could go over there, grab a gun, fucking throw on a tracksuit, throw down with Russia, bro. Russia's bringing in troops from China. They're bringing in troops from North Korea. This war is not going to end. You're not going to get Russia to quit. What you're going to do is instigate World War III. It needs to end. And this little munchkin now doesn't want a ceasefire. He wants to argue about the terms of his securities over there and stuff. Oh, we need a commitment. Fuck your commitment. I'm done. Of course, Zelenskyy said he's still willing to make a deal. He said it in Ukrainian or Russian or I don't know what the fuck. But I didn't understand him. But we got subtitles. Check out this here.
Так ми не робимо ніяких кроків назад. Це наша політика бути послідовною, незважаючи на те, що сталося раніше, незважаючи на це, ми конструктивні. Якщо ми домовилися, що вона буде підписана, з нашого боку, ми готові підписувати. Я, чесно кажучи, думаю, що і Сполучені Штати будуть готові. Напевно, потрібен час проаналізувати якісь речі. Я думаю, що наші відносини будуть продовжені, тому що це більше, ніж відносини одного чи іншого моменту. Ми повинні бути відкриті. Україна не найбільша в світі, хоча всі бачать, як вона бореться за свою незалежність і свободу. Ми розраховуємо на допомогу Сполучених Штатів Америки, безумовно. І я вважаю, що припинення такої допомоги – це допомога буде тоді виключно Путіну. І тому вважаю, що Сполучені Штати, представники цивілізованого світу, лідери цього світу, і думаю, вони точно не будуть допомагати Путіну. Якщо президент Сполучених Штатів Америки запросить мене з конструктивним діалогом, я представляю інтереси країни, яка дуже сильно залежить від підтримки, від партнерства. І тому, а вже ж, якщо мене запросять для конструктивного діалогу, для вирішення реальних проблем.
What constructive dialogue? Right? Marco Rubio already went over there and had this deal worked out with your people. You came over to fucking shake Trump's hand, say thank you, sir, and sign your fucking minerals away to us to pay us back for all the money we sent over there, half of which you can't even tell us where it went. Done with it. What constructive dialogue? You were already here. All you did was fucking argue and pick a fight multiple times before Vance ever spoke a word. Long before Trump ever spoke a word against you, you were questioning the commitment to security. Yes, but security. Yes, but security. It'll affect you. You got big ocean, yes, but it'll come. It'll affect you. You feel it. Don't fucking tell us what we'll feel, you little midget douchebag. You fucking meatball. I'm sick of it. Of course, you remember the heated argument that happened in the White House. If you don't, I don't know if you're living under a rock or not. Let's show you just a little clip of what that looked like.
And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
That was him. That's that guy. That's what he was doing. That's an actual video of that incident. The memes have been absolutely fire on this. Check this out. I was going to show this later. I'll show them now. We'll show them now. These are, look at this. Look at these memes. Look, I got this one posted. People on Facebook, I'm helping. That's you. That's you, fucking libtard. Ooh, I stand with Ukraine, yeah? When you sending your kids over to die for them? No? So what you're really standing for is more Ukrainian kids to die, correct? More Russian kids to die. We don't have a problem with the people of Russia. The Rushskis are our friendskis. You ever read the comments under some of these videos where the Russians will get on there and they will say, hey, we don't like this shit either. We want peace just like you guys do. You had all these libtards. Ooh, we stand with Ukraine. You stand for endless war. That's what you stand for. Look at this meme. Who did it better? I think the Penguin's better. His looks more like a suit. You know, they always say the Penguins look like they're wearing suits. This ain't a suit. It's a track suit. What the fuck? What's this he's got going on here? Oh, I at war. Maybe after war I wear suit. Maybe nicer suit than yours. Okay. Bought with our taxpayer money, no doubt. What about this one? This hits home for my wrestling fans, right? Those that know I got a wrestling channel. Look at that. That's accurate as well. That was an actual photo taken from the Oval Office that day. It's good stuff. What else we got here? More monies and bombs, please. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's what you want. You're going around begging the world. More money and bombs. Ceasefire? I don't know. I don't know what ceasefire. What do you talk about ceasefire? Well, I don't know no ceasefire. We don't want ceasefire. We want more bombs and monies, please. You give us bombs, monies, or you feel it at home. You fucking little midget meatball. You. Fuck you. Look at this one. How dudes with Ukrainian flags in their bio eat their... Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I'm congested. I can't laugh like that. Of course, we're not the only ones with memes here on the right. The left, they have their funnies as well. And, of course, Saturday Night Live took their shot at this whole situation this past Saturday. And, well, we'll just go ahead and play it.
Yesterday, President Trump hosted Ukrainian President Zelenskyy at the White House, and it went really, really well. Everyone who watched felt at ease and thought the world is now a safer place. Here now is a replay of their historic press conference.
Yes, hello, everyone. It is I, President and CEO of Gaza Hotel and Casino, Donald Trump. And I'd like to welcome President Zelenskyy here to this incredible trap. It's going to be a big, beautiful trap, and we're going to attack him very soon for no reason, right, JD?
A trap. Big, beautiful trap, he says. Some trap. Did they watch the first half hour of this fucking thing where Zelenskyy continued to question and continued to ask for more and more and more? I want security assurances. I need, you feel it. We put boots on the ground. I don't know if he asked for it there specifically, but he has in the past asked for boots on the ground. Oh, but this was a trap. No, if you sat and watched that first half hour, you saw Trump sit there with his mouth shut and his ears wide open, just letting this fucking clown talk in his tracksuit. Let's continue.
Watch out, because this kitty's got claws.
Very butch. And Marco Rubio's here, too. Little Marco.
Little Marco.
Little Marco, you excited to attack our European ally?
No English.
De nada. Before we get started, I'd like to thank President Zelenskyy.
That's funny to me because I'm not a Marco Rubio guy. He represents the old regime to me. He's a war hawk. He's a rhino, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. We'll see how he does. You know, maybe he got the job because he's willing to play ball now. We'll see, but I don't trust Rubio, so I'm fine with that.
For dressing like casual Star Trek. We love Star Trek because there's no DEI. The white guy was the leader, and he bossed around Spock, who I believe was Guatemalan. We love that. President Zelenskyy.
See, we can laugh at some of this shit's funny. The general idea of it is bullshit, but some of it's funny. I can laugh at myself. It's fine.
You want to say a few words? Maybe tell Mr. Putin how much you love him and that you're sorry you invaded Russia? Maybe offer him one night with your wife?
See, that's funny. Right? Tell Putin how much you love him. Offer him just one night with your wife. It's just one night. I mean, it'll come, it'll go, it'll be done. You won't even remember it in a few years. Why not?
Mr. President, with all due respect.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, I have to jump in here because that's how we planned this. What happened to thank you, okay?
Yeah, that's not how it happened. Did they watch the same show, the same meeting in the Oval Office that we all did? See, this is the problem, and this is pop culture. This is on, they should not be so biased. If they want to take a shot and make fun of shit, they need to make fun of everybody, okay? the country voted overwhelmingly for Trump. He won every goddamn swing state. He turned how many blue states and purple states red, right? The majority vote. The people have spoken. Yet the Hollywood, the TV, the entertainers, the rich, wealthy elites that want us to continue this endless war, that want to see people continue to die, that would be happy if we got into World War III. They think this is funny to all the American people. They don't understand why their ratings go down. They don't understand why people are done with your shit and voted everything out of office. This is not funny. I mean, it's funny, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's a complete inaccurate portrayal of what happened. They portray it like Zelenskyy couldn't even get a word in. The little meatball sat and ran his fucking cocksucker for a half hour, arguing, saying he wants this and I want that, and I don't know that I want a ceasefire. We had ceasefire before. He don't stick to ceasefire. Yeah, how many people die while there's a ceasefire? Even if he doesn't stick to it and he comes back and starts killing people again. Do you want people to not die?
Hey, remember thank you? You haven't said thank you to us once in the past 15 seconds I've been yelling at you.
Is this DEI hire, by the way, having an Asian guy play Vance?
Said thank you.
You didn't say it now, but you didn't say it now when you walked in here. You didn't say thank you. You didn't say anything about us being handsome. Who are my handsome little boys? You didn't ask us that once.
Look, he's right. And we're very handsome.
So that's funny.
Okay? Our ties are matching, and they're growing, frankly, by the minute. We don't even have...
That's funny, too, because I literally noticed that when Trump was sitting there, his tie just fucking dangling, just hanging all the way down.
Have the dust in here anymore. The ties sweep away the dust.
Yeah.
And yet you don't compliment the ties. You don't say thank you.
You didn't say shit.
You don't tell us how hot we look, okay? You don't say if I was gay, I'd be all over you too. Okay? And we're supposed to help you?
But if I could just say...
You have been talking this entire time.
See, again, that's inaccurate because he has been talking the entire time. These fucking morons turned on, they watched the clip of the argument, right? They turned on, they're like, oh, check this out. They watched fucking what MSNBC showed them of the clip of the argument and took that as the whole entire... I sat and watched this thing live from the start to finish. I saw when the press, right when it opened up. And Zelenskyy ran his cocksucking dirty little mouth for a half hour before Trump literally didn't even say anything. A couple pleasantries, but he gave Zelenskyy a long rope to just keep talking and talking and talking and digging himself a deeper hole.
I'm sorry, does the sign outside say Ukraine House? No, it says America House.
America House.
Oh, man, look at Rubio over there, fully dissociating. He looks like Homer Simpson disappearing into that hedge.
That's funny.
Quote the late, good Tom Petty, he's free-falling.
I'll say this, writers aside and everything, this dude who plays Trump, I don't know who this guy's name is or whatever, but he's really good at Trump. He's far better than Alec Baldwin, the guy who killed somebody on the set of a movie and got away with it, and then threatened to kill somebody else while he was drunk out in public one day in a road rage incident. Jesus Christ, can't even talk. Alec Baldwin, the clown. This guy's really good. I like this guy.
Sorry if I...
You know, you say you want to end this war, but frankly, you don't have the cards, okay? I have the cards, all right? I have skip. I have draw 4. I have reverse. I have get out of jail free. The Supreme Court gave me that one. I have Pikachu and Charmander and Charizard. All I'm missing is a Charmeleon. But without us, you don't have any of the cards, okay? You got no cards. You're playing poker, and Putin's playing Magic the Gathering. And the Russians have been treated very badly with respect to the war, and also, frankly, Honora, right? Honora was misled, and she fell in love, and now she might even lose to Brutalist.
Honora about a prostitute who falls in love with a Russian oligarch. That's why the Russian reference.
It's disgusting.
You know, maybe you should come visit Ukraine.
Hey, don't you even dare. I have been to Ukraine on Google Maps.
And that's true too. Vance did kind of sound funny when he says, I've seen the reels. I watched it on Facebook. I see what you do over there. He does give the propaganda tours. This was a good little skit. It had very funny parts, but it was very misleading. That's my beef with it. They just lie right to your face to the general public. And they portray Zelenskyy as the helpless good guy there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Zelenskyy's just trying to get a word in, and they keep cutting him off and bullying him and beating him up, and it was a planned attack, and it's just a complete misrepresentation of what happened. Complete misrepresentation of what happened. Jesus Christ. And there's tons of idiots who just, this is their news. This is what they go, oh, I heard Zelenskyy was bullied. Did you watch the whole thing? It was an hour long. Did you have 40 minutes? Did you sit down and watch all that? Did you watch the half hour before Zelenskyy got kicked out? No? There's some other funny shit. I won't belabor this. They went on to Mike Myers, washed up, has-been comedian, was showing his political true colors here. He came out dressed as Elon later on. Let's see if I can find that. There he is. Let's play just a touch of that.
I'm so comfortable with all of that. I really enjoy everything you're doing with Doge, Elon.
Well, they're saying I'm firing people with no cause. But I do have cause. It's cause I feel like it. Come on! Glitch!
Yeah, the glitch is funny. Funnier was Zuckerberg. I mean, we all know Zuckerberg's the robot, not Elon. But, then later, Mike Myers came out with a Canadian fucking flag shirt saying, some kind of something, I don't know, about Canada. Just showing his political colors is all as everybody does on Saturday Night Live. And look, it's a lefty show. I just wish they would play both sides of it, because I can laugh at this shit. Not all of it's bad, but let's laugh at the other side a little bit too, Not once did they ever do a skit about Joe Biden sniffing little kids or something like that. At least once they saw the tides were turning and their girl Kamala was going to lose, they started doing the Kamala's a drunk wino mom. So, I mean, at least they got that part right towards the elections. But now they're going right back into burying Trump and, oh, Zelensky's our hero and he's just this innocent good guy begging for money and refusing a ceasefire. Fuck off with all of that. Jon Stewart got in on it as well. And for my wrestling fans, there was a big old happening over the weekend as John Cena, the ever babyface, the tried and true, the hero, right? The Captain America, the moral compass, always good for 20 years, finally turned bad. He sold out and joined forces with The Rock. And Jon Stewart, bless his heart, just tortured his live audience by trying to make a long, painful comparison between the John Cena heel turn and Ukraine, Russia, Trump situation. It's a stretch, but let's watch.
If that does not immediately explain to you our current geopolitical climate, You must have grown out of watching wrestling through the normal course of aging.
Fuck that.
I, on the other hand, understand this in my bones.
Yeah.
This explains it, folks. All of your shock, all of your disappointment, all of your anger. It's in there. It's in the squared circle. You see, Saturday night. Oh, we're doing this. Saturday night.
Yeah, that's funny. Everybody's like, wrestling, really, in the audience, and John's like, no, we're going there, because John, for those that don't know, Jon Stewart is a huge wrestling mark, just like me, and he had to squeeze this in, and I don't blame him, because it was a happening.
John Cena, the good guy of professional wrestling, Mr. Hustle, the champ, the man who stood for everything, truth, justice, the guy who literally holds the record for the most Make-A-Wish Foundation meetings of all time. People would get cancer just to meet John Cena.
See, Jon Stewart's funny, too. I like Jon Stewart. And at least Jon Stewart, even though he's a lefty, he has a thinking brain. He doesn't follow and regurgitate the fucking talking points that everyone else does, like a mindless zombie. He has independent thought. He recently invited Elon Musk on his show. Musk said he would agree if it was unedited, and said that Jon Stewart was biased, in so many words. I don't remember the exact quote. I think he should. You know what? I would trust Jon Stewart to do that. Jon Stewart will crack a couple jokes at his expense, but that's what he does. You got to roll with that. Like, he recently interviewed Bill O'Reilly, and Bill O'Reilly, he was taking his little pot shots just to get the crowd to laugh, because he's got a bunch of lefties in the crowd. And O'Reilly didn't, how dare you, or get all indignant about it. He just chuckled and laughed because he knows that that's Stewart's shtick. Elon should go on and have a good conversation with John. And John's a smart guy. If he can't out-debate Jon Stewart and graciously sit there and let a couple jokes fly over his head, why not? If anybody, Jon Stewart. He's a lefty, but I think, he has an independent brain, and I think he's willing to give Elon the benefit of the doubt. Let's get back to our wrestling analogy here.
Last weekend, Cena flipped the script and went from being a face, a good guy, to a heel, a bad guy. Now, if you don't follow professional wrestling, and I'm guessing if you watch this show, you do not. Judging from, all right. But let me continue to bore you with this metaphor.
Just a little bit longer.
So here's what happened. The current WWE champion is one Cody Rhodes. Seven people say around. Cody Rhodes is the people's champ. Unquestioned bravery. He stands in for Zelenskyy in this metaphor.
Bullshit. See, that's where you go off the rails and you lose me, Jon Stewart. I'm with you right up till there. Zelenskyy is the good guy, the babyface, the hero in this story. Bullshit. The little meatball dictator that kidnaps people off the streets to send them to the front line, that imprisons his political opponents. Oh, I brought receipts this time. Don't worry, we're going long here. This is going to be a long one. I have the clips to back that up this time, not just talking out of my ass.
A couple of weeks ago, The Rock, the now evil owner of the WWE, Putin in our story, made Cody Rhodes an offer.
The one thing that I want more than anything in this world is that I want your soul.
So, but sir, I am smaller and weaker than you. It will take incredible bravery for me to protect my soul and the soul of my people. But luckily, I am not protecting my soul alone. For I have the support of the great John Cena! So, Cody Rhodes, Zelensky, told Vladimir Putin, Rock, no soul for you, motherfucker! And that's when they met in the Oval Office. America went to hug Zelensky, but when America looked up, somehow Putin had given John Cena the international sign for its time.
All right. You get the point. I'm not going to sit and wait through the ad. We'll move on. Of course, JD Vance chimed in on what went wrong there. Let's take a listen to this.
Yep, from your perspective. Yeah, great TV. As the president said. Yeah, well, you know, it's funny. So we have a 45-minute press conference, and the president normally does this. I mean, I've seen this now 3 or 4 times with foreign leaders where he likes to bring the media in, likes to have a conversation, but answer questions with the press. As you know, he's very open with reporters. And what I noticed is that for the first 25, 30 or so minutes, he tried to sort of bend over backwards to be gracious and kind to Zelensky. Even when Zelensky was kind of needling him, even when Zelensky was saying things that I thought were untrue, the president just tried to be diplomatic, right? I think that's his natural instinct in that situation. And then when it really went off the rails, of course, is when I asked, or a Polish journalist who asked a question, the president answered it, and then I answered it. And then something about my answer just really set Zelensky off. So then he came to me, and then of course, then I went back at him. And what I tried to do originally was actually try to diffuse the situation a little bit, because I'm like, you know, having this meeting, obviously there are 100 television cameras here. Let's try to have this conversation private. And then the president, as we kept on going back and forth, I tried again to say, well, maybe we should have this conversation private. The president was like, no, but actually, I don't want to have it private anymore. I want to have this actual conversation in public for the American people to see.
Yeah, that's exactly how it played out. And JD's a little fucking pit bull, man. He's a killer. He'll go at you. And that is the job of the vice president. You know, the good cop, bad cop. Gimmick. The good cop's always the president. The bad cop's the vice president. That's his job. He is not the leader of the free world, but he wields a lot of power, right? And he speaks for the president. So you can send him out to do the dirty work, to be the bad guy, because no one cares. He's not the president, right? And Trump can babyface himself and be the good guy and be the man of reason, and JD can be the attack dog. That's how it works. Until Trump's got sick of Zelensky's shit, and that's exactly what happened there. So is this just the end of everything now? Is the deal gonna fall through? Well, our boy Piers Morgan, liberal, but another liberal with a thinking brain, right? An independent thought. Somebody that doesn't just parrot the talking points, had this to say.
I've talked about Ukraine with him a number of times. And the one thing I think is always important with Donald Trump, and you put your finger on it, I've had screaming matches with him, literally. And then an hour later, we're laughing and joking, doing a fun interview. Literally, I had that two and a half years ago. So I always think with him, focus on what he does, not what he says, or the general drama and chaos. And secondly, understand that this is almost uniquely in modern times a Republican president in America who wants peace, not war. I mean, he hasn't, in his first term, declared war anywhere. He wants to end the 2 wars that are raging right now in Ukraine and Israel.
Bingo.
And I think, although it was all very unedifying, although it shouldn't have happened, if you actually watch the whole press conference with Zelensky, and I interviewed Zelensky 2 weeks ago, I had a long chat with him, so I got where his mindset was on this. If you watch the whole thing, you're actually getting to the nub of where this peace deal is likely to end up. And that's, to me, a bit of squabbling in front of the cameras shouldn't have happened. But it's not overreact. Focus on the big picture, which is how do we get to peace.
You straight.
That's exactly it. Another fucking based take by Piers Morgan. Shout out to Piers Morgan, by the way. I don't know if you guys watch his show Uncensored or not. It is fireworks, 9 times out of 10. He gets libs on, libtard on, honestly, like people with really dumb takes, and then he gets conservatives on, and you know, maybe somebody in the middle or something, and he just lets them fucking go at it. It's beautiful. That's the uncensored part. He just fucking meh. They just go at it with each other on camera. I mean, it's great. He just tries to kind of referee the whole thing. He'll step in and, cut someone off if they're going on too long or being too aggressive or whatever. But it's such a great show. But that's a base take. Trump is trying to end this fucking war. I don't understand why that's so hard to understand. I don't get I got in a big, long argument on Facebook with some libtard today because I like to troll, right? And I'm commenting on a meme about how Zelensky's a great hero and everything, and I stand with, the fucking... These guys want war. I don't understand it. And they're just attacking me back. Like, oh, I see why. And I'm just like, let's end this stupid fucking war. People are dying. Let's get it done. Let's quit wasting money. Let's quit killing people. And their whole take is, yeah, but big bully Putin, how would you like it if your neighbor came in and took a piece of your yard and said it was his yard? How would you... Shut up! People are dying! And the worst part is these are American people sitting at their on their couch with their feet up, watching their big screen TV, right? Eating their Cheetos, talking this way. Go fucking fight for Ukraine then. Go over there. Go move there. Live there. Sign over your fucking wealth to Zelenskyy so he can buy another bomb. Buy his wife some more clothes or something, right? Buy himself a suit. Get himself a nice little suit. Maybe I get suit after war. Maybe nicer suit than yours, huh? Fucking comedian. Why do people want people to die? My whole life. The hippies and stuff, which you would consider hippies liberal, right? They certainly weren't the conservatives of their era. Weed smokers, free sex, all of that. Hippies. But what was their thing? Peace and love. What do you always hear me say when I sign out of a show? Peace, love, and pizza. This ain't pizza, but this is NWO for life, I could say peace, love, and NWO for life, but pizza's really delicious. But peace and love, man. What happened to that? When did that flip? When did people start becoming warmongers? People somebody's in the comment, yeah, the fucking, I just hate war, man. Vietnam, he mentions. It's like, yeah, that was a bullshit war too. All of it was a bullshit war. You see, because it's all bullshit. People die. We don't need to get involved in these foreign conflicts. They're not our problem. We try to go around and we try to be the police of the world. And I do think some of that's tied to our oil and, the dollar being the fucking, the currency that the whole world uses. I think a lot of that has to do with us being the world police. But I'm done with it. I've never been pro-war. My beginning of my politics came up under George W. Bush. I didn't know really much about politics at all. I was too young for Clinton. I heard Clinton got his dick sucked in the Oval Office. That's about the extent of all I knew or cared. Right? He's a rosy-cheeked, jolly guy that goes for jogs and stops at McDonald's and stuff. That's all I knew about him. His vice president couldn't spell tomato or potato or whatever the potato. Spelt it with an E on the chalkboard there. That's all I knew. And when Bush came in, he's fighting with Gore and is debating about who. I didn't know. But by the time 9/11 hit, everything changed. Everything changed. I saw them push for war in Iraq. Wait a minute. Did Iraq attack us in 9/11? Did they? No, they didn't. So why are we going there? Oh, they got weapons of mass destruction. But did they? No. That's when my distrust for the government began. That's when I started to educate myself and go, oh, they killed JFK over shit like this too. He didn't want to go to Vietnam. What'd they do? They killed him and went to Vietnam. I have always been against the war. And for the most part, the liberals have too. Suddenly everybody wants war. I think it's because of the media. It's the media propaganda. All these fucking morons, they watch their MSNBC and just go, oh, Ukraine, we got to stand with Ukraine. They're getting victimized by that bully Putin. He's Hitler. He's going to take over the whole world. Warmongers everywhere. Everywhere you look. Warmongers. Oh, we got to stand up for democracy. Democracy. This kind of democracy? Is this the democracy you want? Ukraine going around, sending their... Look at this. Watch this. Know what that is? It's Ukrainian soldiers pulling people off the streets. Does that look like democracy and freedom to you?
Насправді такі самі мобілізовані і кілька місяців.
I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. What about this guy? Anybody know who this guy is? This guy is, I don't know, Oleksandr Dubinsky. Political prisoner of Zelenskyy, 15 months in prison. Trump supporter, leader of anti-Soros initiative in Ukraine. Why is he in prison? Because Zelenskyy imprisoned his political opponent. That's why. So this democracy that you're fucking rooting for suspended their elections. Oh, but it's in their constitution. They can't have elections during wartime when it's martial law. Who declares martial law over there? Who is begging to continue his war? Going around hat in hand begging for money to continue his war so he can continue his fucking his reign as president, his suspension of his constitution over there, his martial law. Huh? Who made that decision? Who locked up this guy? For what? Being his political opponent? They gave this guy a YouTube channel, though. Apparently you can have a YouTube channel over in Ukraine. You know, say what you like about Ukraine and, pulling people off the street and such, but, hey, at least they, allow their prisoners to have a fucking YouTube channel and a Twitter profile where they can post that they are a political prisoner. At least they do that, right? Let's listen to this guy here.
Сегодня говорим про события последних дней. Спустя несколько дней стало ясно.
I tried to do the closed captions. They don't pop up in English. Let's see. Subtitles, Russian, auto-generated. Yeah. So, but I did...
игра Макрона и Стармера. С помощью Зеленского, который проявил себя полностью.
I pulled up his comments here, the top comments, and I did translate them to English. So let's see what people in Ukraine have to say about Zelenskyy and this Ukrainian bullshit war and everything going on here. Well, Vance, and by the way, I have no idea what they're talking about here. I don't know what this guy's saying, but he has a YouTube channel. Well, Vance said at the end of the massacre starts the trials, and Zelenskyy does not want it to end because he knows that he is also to blame for this war with his provocations. Does Zelenskyy think that he will continue to sit on the blood and bones of presidents in Ukraine? Rough translation, I don't know. May God give strength to Trump. Thank you. Everything is said correctly. The war needs to end. Thank you. Of course, I deliberately buried the negotiations. Signing. He brought an ultimatum to Trump from Europe and even began to threaten, despite the ocean. You will all feel horror. Trump was soldered after these words. I don't know, Ukraine, rough translation. Zelenskyy has already sold the territory of Ukraine to different states 3 times. Sooner or later, he will have to answer to the people for this. So concluding an agreement officially means announcing everything to the people. And now the people consider him a hero who dared to object to the president of the empire. They do not represent the true state of affairs. 30 years of terrible psychological experiment on the territory of former Ukrainian SSR brought the same terrible results. Zelenskyy is a test for Ukraine. God punish us for our stupidity. Why negotiations failed and resources were sold to Britain. He tore it off because everything has already been sold, but it won't be possible to sell it twice. Trump is not the right person to buy a soap bubble. Ukrainian people do not like Zelenskyy, at least not everybody, but you won't hear about that because our media is not going to cover it. And they just lock people up over there who disagree. Oh, why stop with this guy who ran against Zelenskyy as his opposition, right? Ops, you know. Let's see. Let's learn a little bit about this guy, Gonzalo Lira, right? I brought the receipts.
Real quickly about Gonzalo Lira. He's a U.S. citizen. He was living in Kharkov, Ukraine, and the Ukrainian SBU arrested him. And they arrested him for supporting Russian propaganda. And this comes to us from the Daily Beast.
Arrested for promoting Russian propaganda.
Red pill dating coach Gonzalo Lira, accused of shilling for Putin, is arrested in Ukraine. So every part of this headline is meant to smear him, deny him any sympathy, and encourage people to cheer on the arrest and eventual jail term that Gonzalo Lira faces. And this is from the Daily Beast. So
a journalist, folks, arrested for having an opinion on Russia. Oh, heaven forbid you have an opinion.
That should be no surprise. The article says Ukraine Security Service, SBU, has arrested Gonzalo Lira, a dual citizen of the United States and Chile, who has been living in Kharkov on charges of producing pro-Russian propaganda. So what exactly was the pro-Russian propaganda that he is accused of producing? And it's interesting because there's actually a YouTube video put out by the Kharkov Oblast prosecutor's office, and they show the evidence. So I'm going to play that whole video. I'm
not going to sit through the whole video, but so much. That's the democracy you guys are fighting for so hard. And it makes sense because look what you guys tried to do here. The last administration tried to imprison its political opponents. The last administration tried to censor its American journalists. What happened to this guy sitting in jail, right? He gets to start a YouTube channel like the other guy and have a Twitter page and stuff. Nope, he's dead.
So, tragically, it is with great sadness I must announce that Gonzalo Lira passed away in a hospital, according to his father, who has been fighting to get his son much-needed medical attention for the past weeks. Here is a handwritten note from Gonzalo, which I received on January 4th. This is Alex Rubinstein. There's the handwritten note, and we have a transcription. I have had double pneumonia, both lungs, as well as pneumothorax. Never heard of that. And a very severe case of edema, swelling of the body. All this started in mid-October, but was ignored by the prison. They only admitted I had pneumonia at a December 22nd hearing. I am about to have a procedure to reduce the edema pressure in my lungs, which is causing me extreme shortness of breath to the point of passing out after minimal activity or even just talking for 2 minutes. And this is from his grieving father. I cannot accept the way my son has died. He was tortured, extorted, incommunicado for 8 months and 11 days, and the U.S. Embassy did nothing to help my son. The responsibility of this tragedy is the dictator Zelenskyy, with the concurrence of a senile American president, Joe Biden.
Bingo. So this is an American journalist. What did we do? Nothing. Jack shit. We let this guy get sick and die in a fucking Ukrainian prison for the horrid crime of having a different fucking opinion. Democracy, independent freedom. We stand for Ukraine. He's a valiant fighter. He's an innocent dictator. Fucking disgusting. Look at all these clowns. They don't even know. They don't even know. Do they know who Gonzalo Lira is? Have they ever heard that there's a Ukrainian political opponent to Zelenskyy sitting in jail right now? Fucking morons. Look at these fucking morons. All of these fucking morons. How many of these people are sending their kids to die? We stand with Ukraine. We want Ukrainian kids and Russian kids to die. Die, die, diddy, die, 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 die. Because independence, democracy, Hitler, Putin. It's bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. Look at these clowns on Twitter. You think President Zelenskyy deserves a Nobel Peace Prize? A peace prize? A peace prize? He's suspended elections. He's rounding people up and sending them to the front lines while they're on the store to get milk for their grandma. He's locking up his political opponents. He's imprisoning journalists, American journalists, by the way, who disagree with him. Russian talking points. Repeating Russian propaganda. Oh, you mean disagreeing with you? Excuse me. Recovering from a cold. I have no doubt that Putin is an evil dictator as well. He's not a nice guy, but at least he wears it on his sleeve. This fucking clown's out here pretending like he's the face of democracy. A peace prize. The guy who refuses to do a ceasefire, he refuses to make a peace deal. He doesn't want peace. He wants continued war. He wants continued support for his war. A peace prize. Jesus fucking Christ. What about this clown? Raise your hand if you think Trump and Vance owe President Zelenskyy an apology. An apology. He owes us an apology. Fucking stupid bitch. You don't even know. Who's Gonzalo Lira? I'll wait. You don't know. You don't know nothing. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Zelenskyy will go down in history as a hero. Trump will go down in history as a despicable traitor. A traitor to what? A traitor to what? To who? Zelenskyy? He's not our ally. He wants to send our kids to die for his war. Because Putin took a little bit of land. Boo-hoo. That's horrible. It's not a great scenario. Shame on Putin for doing it. But how many people have to die for this land? And that land he took, they're all Russians anyway. Most of them don't even want to be part of Ukraine. You won't know that, though, because they can't vote on it because elections are suspended. I go back to this. This is what you all look like. This is you guys right here. Right here. More monies, please. It's great. It's great. I'll leave it there. We've gone on long enough. But fuck this clown Zelenskyy. He's a little meatball beggar dictator. He wants endless war. He does not want peace. I want peace. I want people to stop dying. I want to stop sending money to Ukraine to fund their bullshit war. I'm glad we did. I'm glad we're halting it right now. And when he comes back and he's willing to make a peace deal to end his stupid fucking war, give up a little land, because in a negotiation, in a where you come to a compromise and make a deal, both sides got to give a little, right? Both sides got to. Putin's got to give too. But Zelenskyy doesn't want to give. He does not want the money train to end. And I'm not pulling that out of my ass. It's clear, because a peace deal was on the table and he refused it. I want security. You'll feel this in your homeland. Don't believe me? Believe these people in the comments here that say the same thing, that live in Ukraine. You won't hear them, though. Surprised these people aren't being rounded up and put in jail or sent to the fucking front lines. I'll leave it there. Peace, love, pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video.